Hi guys, I'm going to go ahead and do a review of the Vera Bradley Edie Satchel. This is a requested video. Venetian Paisley has requested this, so I'm going to go ahead and do that for you today. Okay, just going to go over the obvious features of this pocketbook. First off, this has a double strap, and the strap drop is not very long, as this is meant to be worn high up on the arm, close to the armpit, or in the crook of your arm, or held in your hand. The straps are not quilted, but this stitching is rather nice, and I feel that this won't give me any problem as far as wear and tear. The hardware on the Edie Satchel as well is rectangular and does not include any signature imprint on there, and there are 4 of these, 2 on each strap. They are not adjustable, so it's a standard size strap. This bag is closed by a flap snap, and all the snaps have that slight magnetic pull, so that's going to assist you in snapping. So when you open the bag like this, you are revealing a front slip pocket. Now the front slip pocket in the Edie Satchel is quite deep, and I'm going to go ahead and give you a perspective on that. My entire hand, and if I was to, stand up, it would go way above my ankle, my wrist bone. So that's a very nice feature. This is a deep pocket, and it does come out quite a lot. I'm going to turn it to the side so you can see that. It does pop out quite a bit. My iPhone 4S with my OtterBox case, Defender case, fits in there with room to spare. Okay, let me go out and show you on the back wall. There is an additional pocket. This is a slip pocket with a magnetic closure, and the magnetic closure is right here in the middle. And this slip pocket runs the entire width of the bag. And it goes from the bottom around 3/4 of the way up. So let me give you a perspective on that. It's not as deep as the front, but it is deep enough, more than generous. And that also pulls out quite nicely, so you can get down in there, and has that beautiful interior material. Very nice. Okay, I want to give you a side view. There are no side pockets on the Edie Satchel. Okay, so as far as your outside storage goes, you have this back slip and the front flap slip. When you open the Edie Satchel, you're going to see that it has 3 compartments. It has a back compartment on the back wall that has a zip pull pocket that has the ribbon that says Vera Bradley. And at this point, this is the first time on the Edie Satchel that you're seeing the ribbon with the signature. There is no outside Vera Bradley signature on the Edie Satchel. I don't know if that matters to anyone, but I just wanted to point that out. You have a middle section, which again is another zip closure pocket, and you go ahead and open that, and that is a very generous pocket. It's 2 hands as far as the width of it, and it goes down the full length of my hand, and that too has that special little ribbon detail. Now this front wall has 2 slip pockets, and one feels larger than the other, so one is going to be slightly larger than the other. From what I'm feeling, it's just a hair, so I don't even know if it's intentional. But that's as far as it goes with your interior storage. I'm going to turn the bag back upright. I'm going to go ahead and show you what I can fit into this pocketbook, but I wanted to go over one more feature with you. This has a cardboard base. It's not as thick as some of the other cardboard bases, and I'm not sure if that's the reason why I'm getting this leaning back effect when I store the bag. Any bag that has a hard base that you kind of squish down to store is going to give you a run for the money to try to get that back into its shape. It's easily fixable. It's just something I wanted to point out. However, what I've noticed as well with the Edie Satchel, when you do go ahead and fill it up, it can lean back depending. You have to really distribute the weight evenly within those 2 interior slip sections. Also, this cardboard base only runs in the middle section of the bag, so this end here, this one little, let's break it up into, I don't know, fourths. This one little 4th section here has just the quilting, as does this. So where it's smooth cotton, there's cardboard, and where there's quilting, there isn't. So possibly that is changing the way the bag sits. I'm not really sure. When I do carry the Edie Satchel, and this is in Plum Crazy, by the way, it's one of my favorite patterns. When I do carry the Edie Satchel, my phone does go down in the front with my keys. I just like to, when I do have an exterior pocket, whether it's on the side, the front, not so much the back, but the front or the sides, I put my phone and my keys in there. I'm going to go ahead and load this one up and show you it for a smaller bag, how incredibly large your storage availability is. This is the student agenda in Plum Crazy. This is the older version, 2013 to 2014, but it has a little bit thicker page or cover than the newer one does. So I go ahead and put that in the back, and I tend to put it spine side up or ring side up just because I find it easier to grab out. I'm going to go ahead and take my notebook, which is also in Plum Crazy, and this is small notebook with pocket, I'm not sure. And that's going to go ahead and go down in that front section. So I have a book in the back, the agenda in the back with a planner, and then a notebook in the front, and I still have that zipped section. And I've done that only because I want to distribute the weight evenly. I don't currently carry the small kiss lock. I did when I first purchased the Edie, but this really goes nicely in this pocketbook. I mean, all the wallets fit. My turn lock will fit as well. But I just wanted to let you know that if you do carry the small kiss lock, it will fit right in that front slip pocket beautifully, and it's not even reaching the top. So that's just a little thought. And as well, let's go ahead and see about these slips. Okay, it doesn't go in this slip, those two slips in the front, but it will go into this back zipper, no problem. And it will also go into that middle section, no problem. I'm not going to put this in because I'm not carrying this currently. All right, I always usually carry a pocket papers with me. This one happens to be in La Neon Rose. I didn't pick one up in Plum Crazy. I don't even know if I saw one, but if they're out there, I'll try to find one for myself. This will go in down to those slip pockets in the front, in here, without an issue. So it's right there. And the bag is still standing up on its own. I usually carry my tune-in case, and this is in Deco Daisy. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in that front other slip pocket. So it's right here. And the bag is still even. All right, this is the wallet that I'm currently carrying, and this is the anniversary wristlet, and this is in Plum Crazy. And I'm going to go ahead and put that down in the front, and I'm going to put it north-south orientation rather than east-west. So I'm going to go ahead and put it down that way. And the bag is expanding just fine. After I get it loaded up, if I don't like the way this flap is laying, then I can manipulate and move things around and possibly put things in a different way. Mints, I always have mints with me, and I think this is to complement the Simply Violet pattern. And that one is going to go in this middle zip section. I usually carry the middle-sized piece of a cosmetic trio, and this is in Provençal. So I haven't carried this in the Edie Satchel, but I'm going to go ahead and load her up and see. I'm taking everything out of my campus tote to compare it to what goes in the satchel. So I've put that in there. I'm going to go ahead and give it a test. And at this point, with that piece of the cosmetic trio, I'm having a hard time closing it. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out. So with those agendas, this won't fit. The smallest piece of a cosmetic trio, where in Provençal, I usually carry my loyalty cards in. So I'm going to go ahead and try to put that in that middle zip section where I put my mints and see how that works. Okay, that so far is fine. And then the last thing I usually go with everywhere with me is the petite pouch. This is in Deco Daisy, and this houses extra earbuds and usually my iPhone charger, which is not in there right now. But that's gonna go in the front, next to the anniversary wristlet. And that's everything I need, except my keys, which are downstairs, and the phone would usually go in here. So let's go ahead and try to close it. And it does close just fine. And let's check the weight. It's a little heavy because of those books, but it does close fine. I mean, the flap is coming up a little bit, so that's a personal preference. You know, you could play with it. That's a personal preference if that bothers you. And then I'm thinking when I put the phone in here that this is going to bulge out more. So probably in that instance, and I'm going to turn you around, I might put my phone somewhere else in the bag. So that's what I would consider overfilled. And you still have some squishy room over in here that if you really wanted to fill this bag up, you still have room here and here. So on the both sides like that, you can put something slender in there, maybe a short hairbrush or a mini umbrella. Okay, I'm gonna take out the agenda or the planner, and I'm gonna take out my notebook because when I would go on a date night or out to lunch with my girlfriends, I wouldn't be bringing those two pieces. So let's see how that changes the shape of the bag. I'm going to take the petite pouch and put it down in that middle section where I put the mints and zip that up because that's probably where I would keep it. And then the wristlet is going to go in that back section. And that's really all I would need when I went out with my friends. The tuning case, the notebook, the little mini papers, that gives me something to write on in case I want to take notes or write down the next time we want to get together. And the wristlet in the back. And then if I really wanted to carry this medium piece, it's going to fit in there. And let's close it up. And significantly, and I mean significantly, I'm not sure if you can see it on the video, this bag has become instantly thinner. This is not popping out at all, and my phone is going to fit in there beautifully. And of course the weight has changed. It's not as heavy with those books. So I just wanted to go ahead and do that to let you know the Edie Satchel is a beautiful, ladylike, very feminine little purse that makes you feel sort of elegant, in my opinion, a little bit more dressy, the shape of it, with these smaller bags that you wear high up on your arm. Can function very well with just your necessities, and it also functions well for putting a notebook, a file of facts, a small planner, or the Vera planner, and works just as well. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. As far as ratings go, I do like to rate these. I'm going to give this a 10 Veras, and that's because I think that the Edie Satchel with its detail, you know, this decorative band, it's very narrow down the front where some of them can be chunkier. This makes the bag look very petite in nature. So it gives you a little more delicate feel than, say, a tote. And the fact that it has ample outside storage. It has this outside flap pocket and this back, which when I use this back pocket, I usually throw receipts and so forth in there. But you could easily put, let's get that key lock, you could easily put your wallet back there if you wanted to. It's just hitting the top. If you were to put it that way, if you put it that way, it goes down fine and it still snaps perfectly. So this is an idea if you want if you're a person that likes to keep things in the back. Your small wallet can go in here, your phone could go over here, a checkbook could go in there as well. So I think that it really has so much storage for such a smaller bag. And by smaller, I mean I'm just going to put my campus tote into the frame. This is the campus tote, and this is the Edie Satchel. Campus tote is obviously taller, and I think I can probably make this expand on the side a lot more. But the Edie Satchel is probably a little bit, about half the height, but it's the same in length this way. And then as far as depth this way, your campus tote is going to expand much larger than the Edie Satchel. However, I can get everything I carried in here, as long as it's not tall, into here. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and give it a 10, because if I really want to feel feminine, and not bring a large tote or feel just a little bit more petite in my silhouette, this is the bag I'm going to grab. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I highly recommend the Edie Satchel. I absolutely love it in Plum Crazy. But I also was thinking about Portobello Road in a smaller piece. I like Portobello Road in the smaller pieces. And maybe even Midnight Blues. But those are retired, and I'm not sure if the Edie Satchel is retired, but those colors are. Check out the website, see what you can find. Happy Vera shopping, ladies. Have a good night.